The following video for 2021 is possible in part by Peter on YT PlayStation and Xbox fan. Read aloud? Oh my god. This episode from the Loud House sucks. Here are the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion. The episode starts when in the living room, Lincoln informs his family that the local library is holding a reading challenge, and whoever can read the most books will win an entire night at Spunky Pigeon's Pizza Palooza Paradise. Immediately, the family is excited, and prepare to head off to the library to get their books. After checking out a hoard of books, the family arrives back home to get ready, but Lola is the only member who hasn't checked out a book, saying that reading is boring. Realizing that Lola's failure to participate will cost them their chances of winning the challenge, the family suggests on trying to persuade Lola into reading a book. Sometime later, as Lola gets herself ready for a tea party, her family tries to convince her about all the interesting facts they can learn from books, but Lola simply rejects all of their offers. Unhappy with their failures, Lincoln realizes that they can try to persuade her with a book that features a topic she's interested in. Lincoln tries to persuade Lola with books about mysteries, tea party etiquette, fairies, and unicorns, but she just rejects the offers once again. While heading to the bathroom, Lincoln blocks the entrance and puts his foot down, refusing to let Lola in until she decides to read a book. Lola eventually decides to read a princess-themed book, just so Lincoln can stop pestering her. Later on, the family arrives to the library, and tell the librarian about the amount of books they read. Impressed at how many books they've read, the librarian makes them take a quiz to make sure they actually did read the books. The librarian takes a book, asks a question pertaining to a specific plot point, and the family answers the questions. The family manages to complete the quiz with flying colors, but when Lola is asked a question related to the princess book she reluctantly agreed to read, she gives off an incorrect answer, resulting in the entire family getting disqualified. Unhappy with their loss, Lincoln reminds them that the contest deadline is at 5 o'clock, and it's only 3 o'clock. He says that he'll use the next 2 hours to teach Lola how to read so they can get a second chance at the quiz. Accepting the offer, the family drives off, while Lincoln and Lola stay behind. Lincoln tries to help Lola, but Lola, not wanting to continue reading, tries to evade Lincoln, eventually getting into a scuffle. During their fighting, Lola reveals that she finds it difficult to read. When Lincoln questions her, Lola explains that though she can read a little, she has trouble with learning how to read more, and that was why she didn't want to participate in the reading contest. Feeling sympathetic for Lola, Lincoln decides to help Lola learn how to read, to which she's grateful for. In the study room, Lincoln teaches Lola how to properly pronounce specific words. 2.5 hours later, Lola successfully reads the entire book. But the moment she and Lincoln exit, the family angrily confronts them, saying they missed the deadline. Lincoln attempts to take the blame to spare Lola, but Lola decides to step in, admitting to the rest of the family that she had trouble with reading before, but with Lincoln's help, she realizes that reading is not as hard as she thought it was, and now she has a newfound interest. Now knowing the whole story, the family forgives Lola and apologizes as well for forcing her to read in the first place, and for not helping her to learn either. Later on, as the family watches TV, they notice that their house smells like pizza. Following the scent, the family discovers that Lola is making pizza with dozens of miniature ovens, because she has learned how to make pizza from a cookbook, and is doing this as a way to make up for missing the contest. Happy with Lola's act of kindness, the family eats the pizza with pleasure. As they eat, the family discovers that Lisa is being chased by the librarian, because she owes the library $50,000. And the episode ends. And that's how the episode goes. I don't know who likes or hates this episode, so I'm just going to leave it be. So screw Read Aloud. And screw a novel idea. Camped is 837,000 times better than Read Aloud. End of rant.